Aloha and good morning. It's Sunday again and I'm in the sauna, and we're gonna talk today about some controversial ideas maybe in some people's minds, and or maybe, well, just something you may not want to think about. Okay? Now, what we're going to talk about is just connecting the dots, but let's take a section of the connecting the dots, okay? And let's just look into this area for a little bit because there's a lot of controversy on if you need to eat meat or flesh or drink blood to be able to exist on this planet, healthy, wealthy, happy, and wise. So a contemplation for you, without making any judgment right now, maybe not even on yourself, not yet, okay, but you will have to be able to actually look into your life and look and see the reactions that you are doing that you may not even know in many different ways, okay? So could it be possible for us as a species to be a part of a bloodless or blood-free lifestyle? Does that make sense to you? Okay? Bloodless or blood-free. That means no flesh, no dead animals. Okay? Now, I'm only saying this is because we, as a species right now, we are merging and transforming into another species. It doesn't matter what we've done in the past. Okay? It doesn't. So the stories about religions and the stories about history, the stories about aliens, whatever it is, for right now, just put all that aside. Okay, the stories about what's happening today with geoengineering, with eugenics, with GMOs, with a lot of things. Okay, just put it all aside. I want you to look inside yourself. Okay? I want you to look inside yourself without judgment at this time. Now, everyone is infected on this planet. Everyone is infected. And you're saying, with what? Okay, we, as a species right now, are infected, okay, with a variety, a myriad of different parasites. A myriad. Not just a few, but a myriad. Okay? Now, one of the biggest reasons why we have a myriad of parasites in our body is because we have a blood diet. Not flesh, blood. Okay? A blood diet. Now, I want you to just contemplate. Okay? This is part one. Here, and we're going to go over some ideas here called the obesogens. The obesogens. Okay? Why is everybody so obese? Or fat. Fat's not a nice word, is it? Okay, why? It's because you have to look into the mirror to be able to actually see if you've got this sickness called fat, okay, or obesity. There are certain obesogens that you can put into your body and they will make you turn into, like the word does, obesogens, okay, to make you obese. Okay, so if we all are infected with parasites, remember, you need to ask the questions. Why are these parasites inside our bodies and our minds? Why are these parasites living inside of us? Why? So the big question that I want you to put to your mind, remember, it's not only question everything, okay, please. It's also unlearn everything. Unlearn. Just put it on the side. Remember? Put it on the side and open up another sphere of your consciousness, your ring of intelligence. Don't try to cram it into the previous areas that you believe to be able to give you the reality that, remember, everything that you know today or experience gives you the reality of what your eyes translate into the matrix, just what it is. So if there was a way to be able to increase your speed limit, to increase your awareness, to be able to let you see more as a being of light. Okay, being light. What's that? It's not a religious thing to be able to know that you're a creature of light. Okay? And a creature of light basically means that when you look inside yourself and go all the way down, past the cell, keep on going down, keep on going down, keep on going down into the DNA, snap one of the DNA in half, and you'll notice that it's got millions, billions of little light bulbs blinking. Okay? That's who you are. Okay? Every time that we feed, okay, we feed off of light. Every time we feed off of things that have less light in them, it feeds off of things that have less light. Okay, it feeds things that have less light. Okay, and those are parasites. They have very little light. They steal our light. Okay, in order for a parasite to have a life, it must steal the life force from the host in a variety of ways. Remember, these are alien creatures, and as you know, I just got back from Peru, and I was away from my Hawaii sanctuary here for about a month, California, and then we traveled through Peru. But the most interesting part of the trip, not only was it great going with my son and my brother Sean, okay, but the most interesting part of the trip, for me personally, for my evolution, was to be able to meet these people that have a ayahuasca eco village. Okay, several generations within their families have done this. This is what they do. It's not a sort of a part-time job or something that you just learned. It's been in your family for many years. Okay, not only yours, but your fathers and their fathers. So I did partake into this ceremony of the vine of the soul. And yes, it is life-changing. You will get what you need and a little bit more. And the reason being why you would really want to do this is once the body has been thoroughly cleansed and turned into the church that it is, okay, you've reset the body, then it's ready to reset the mind. Okay, so, and that's how you use these specific different entheogenic plants that actually help us become more aware. Okay, so a lot of the information that I'm actually seeing now, okay, my translation is way more now, is because I entered into a part of the forest where certain types of spirit energies live that are encoded to be able to work with the spirit called Gaia. Okay, the jaguar, the cricket, okay, the lizard, the snake, and the protector of the forest. Okay, the one that is sort of like the game warden or the general of all the other little spirits. Okay, energy fields, whatever you want to call them. Okay, non-physical entities that actually have a program that are in a very bizarre, deep layer that your mind couldn't even think about creating or manufacturing. It's not only do you see, feel, hear, and touch, but you become. Okay, and these are all these need to be very much guided. They are not to play around with. And there are many protocols before you would ever think about resetting your mind. And one of them is getting off of blood. Getting off of blood. You're going to actually try, if you can. Your prime directive is to go into not only the veils of yourself, but to go into the veils of what is behind the veil in Gaia. Okay, remember, if Gaia is, and it's not if, Gaia is a living creature. Remember, it breathes us. It feeds us. It has all of the things that we, as a species, needs to be able to have. Everything has been provided for us for our conscious layered sojourn or journey. conscious, layered like an onion. So what you believe, okay, and remember believe is L-I-E, what you believe today may not be the same as what you believe tomorrow. Is because once you activate more of yourself and connect into deeper parts of reality, then you become this reality. So my life has been very much just like this. It's been very layered and very awakening to each layer, and each layer shares a different layer of secrets, truths, lies, and deceptions. That layer is not the truth, because the next layer is going to reveal you another set of secrets, lies, okay, truths, and deceptions. And the next layer, okay, the next onion sheet is going to do the same. And this is growth. Just like when you believed in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, okay, or the Easter Bunny. Okay, that was a layer of your engagement of consciousness, your reality. And then when everybody made fun of you, and of course broke your heart to know that the stories that they told you, okay, the stories, the best stories ever told, okay, have now been revealed. Okay, so what do you do from there? You grow. And what do? You play the trick on someone else, or you actually let them play within the trick, because it's actually a nice thing to be able to know that there's something out there that wants to give. The Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, okay, Santa Claus wants to give. Everybody wants to be able to have something given to them. But the world doesn't work that way. Okay? So shall you giveth, and so shall you receiveth. Okay, and this is my personal journey. Everyone's on their own journey. There are no judgments once you get up to a certain layer, because you can see everybody's going through their own sojourn. They're going up the ladder, okay, the stairway to heaven, or Jacob's ladder of consciousness or awareness. Some people stay on a flat plane for a long time, and some people actually go down a few. Okay, your job, my job, our job as a collective species is not only to grow more complex layers of yourself, but to be able to share with others how you've become where you are today. Okay? So, once you've cleaned the body thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly, I've done extensive work on repairing my machine. Okay? I'm 56 years old. And it's a full-time job. Okay, look, I'm an old man. It's a full-time job to be able to repair this machine. It's your body, it's your church. That's all. This is my church. Okay, and in my church, we have certain rules. Because my mind, my job is to be able to, second job is not only to clean the church, but to be able to make equanimity with all of the different minds that my mind has. Even though that may be a little hard for you to swallow, because you think you just have a mind. But you have multiple minds. Okay? And each of these minds are a different species of yourself, a different layer of yourself. Okay, we go over this in many of the other videos. Okay, you have 5 brains, let's just say, just for instance. Okay, don't believe me, but let's just put this into your mind so you can actually understand the higher layered system here. It's not just a one-layered system. It's very complex, but then again, it needs to be seen no matter what, okay, if you want to grow. You do have a reptilian brain called the R complex. You do, okay? You do have a mammalian brain, or what's called the limbic brain, okay? The mammalian brain, okay? The reptilian brain, survival, sexuality, okay? It doesn't feel hardly at all, if any, okay? It's a me, and me type of part of your brain. It's the part that causes you to be able to fight or flight or run. Okay, it's the part of you that's very necessary to have engaged. And remember, this is the reptilian brain. Study the reptiles, and so shall you see this brain. Very straight. So I study reptiles. Now I'm going to go to mammals. We are also mammalian, and mammalians are very loving creatures. Very loving. Remember, you have 2 parts of your brain, one that's very cold and one that's very warm. Cold-blooded, okay? Reptiles, none of them are warm-blooded. They're all cold-blooded, cold-blooded. Okay, exactly similar to the parasites. They're all cold-blooded. They find a house inside our bodies, in our warm body, our mammalian brain, and they live off of our energy, because that's what they do. Remember, they're energy vampires. So you have the reptilian brain, remember? No emotions, cold-blooded. It's connected to the parasitic realm. Okay, it's just what it is. And if you eat reptiles, then this brain gets short-circuited. It's part of, remember, you. Inside of all of us is the architectural blueprint of the living library, this genetic library, this beautiful architecture of a zoo that is within you and I. It's within all of us. Okay? The mammalian brain is the loving part of yourself, the nourishing part, the caring part, the one that wants to actually create and take care of. This side wants to control, remember, the reptilian side. So there's a schism in the brain. Okay, and if you do eat mammals, pigs, goats, sheep, okay, any mammal, any breathing mammal, okay, cows, pigs, anything, okay, then you again are short-circuiting your DNA. Why? It's because you have a mammalian brain. You are higher level order than those that actually are called animals and fish and birds. You have a higher level of organization. So let's look at ourselves as a deep experiment here. Okay, this isn't talking about the simple things that we hear on the news. This is talking about evolution and really understanding there are morals to these codes, and there is integrity that you need to be able to actually not just have, but you need to practice. If not, you can't reach these levels. Remember, your morphogenic code, your frequency, dictates parts of your brain that are actually excited. When you're in fear, the reptilian brain, it's not the mammalian brain, the reptilian brain takes over because it's way more advanced than this loving, caring, nourishing brain. This one here is going to do fight or flight. This one's going to be cunning. This one's going to go ahead and see what it needs for itself without actually sharing at all. Okay? And when you have a activation of a higher level energy, you do feel happy, you do feel like taking care of things. That's why we like to have children and take care of things. Why? Because it makes us as a species feel like we're authentic instead of pushing buttons all day and talking on the telephone or just doing simple things that have nothing to do with our authenticity of our evolution. A part of ourselves needs to be fed to take care of and nourish things. Okay? We also have a part of our brain, it's called the bird brain. It's a magnetic part of our brain, okay? It's also, remember, a bird. It's magnetic. All the birds they don't need to be able to have a map to fly, okay? They feel the ley lines. They're very, very advanced in invisible topography, okay? We need a map, okay? Mammals need a map, don't they? But there are other species, and remember, we're complex. We're reptilian, mammalian, bird. So I don't eat birds either. It short-circuits your way, your clarity of your mind. Short-circuits your clarity of your mind if you eat mammals. Short-circuits your clarity of your mind of reptilian if you eat mammals. And since you don't eat reptiles, guess what? This part of you is very activated. Why? It's because it's not short-circuited with you eating snakes, with you eating lizards, with you eating reptiles. There's another part, last part of our brain is amphibian brain. The amphibian brain, of course, is the brain that we breathe liquid with. We breathe liquid because we have 8 months of solid liquid in mom's womb. Okay? We then took our first breath, our breath day, and we still are breathing to this day through water. Our alveoli, our lungs, okay, the little sacs in there are full of water. And if they get dry, you die. Okay, and how we actually take oxygen in is we still are amphibians. We still go ahead and breathe air, okay, with small particles in it, and particles of garbage, humidity, water, whatever it would be. Okay, and then those filters, those areas that are, remember, water filled, transmute the oxygen and put it in our system through a form of osmosis, diffusion. Okay, this is the amphibian side of ourself. We are also encased within a human mind, but unactivated at this time. Unactivated. So that would mean that we're really not humans, are we? Remember, let's unshort circuit ourselves. Remember, I can talk on this. This is a 5-hour lecture here. Okay, 5 hours. It is your choice to be able to see that you are a higher form of life creature, a biological entity. You need to also see that there are ways to be able to actually connect into parts of yourself and parts of other realities that are real. That will actually give you the authenticity that you need. And what is that? Well, we all need to get reprogrammed again. Again, this is what these entheogens are for. Once the body's clean, you reset the mind. Okay? And you do need guidance, like I said. You can't just do these things. It has to be very, very guided, as mine were. Very lucky to have the people that have helped me. And the world of no form also interact and help me too, and guide me. Okay? We're not talking religion here. We're just talking about interdimensionality and transdimensionality. Which, if you're not really activated to these layers, this isn't going to make sense. But know that something does breathe you. Okay, know that something is actually doing something behind you to be able to give you your third degree, your third, what's called dimension degree, this third layer degree of translation. Okay, remember, you don't think about what's breathing you, but you can breathe yourself. That's you, but what breathes you, okay, is not so-called you, because you're not doing it. My eyes blink by themselves. I don't do it. My eyes focus by themselves. My blood is pulled around my body. My body makes electricity to be able to have it function. Okay, this is the interdimensional, transdimensional realm. You will never be able to realize, I'm just telling you, never be able to realize, and we're going to get back now to the non-blood diet. You will never be able to realize these layers, ever, unless you stop eating dead flesh. Okay? The fish, part of your lung, okay? Remember, the lung of the fish is an amphibian. It's part of your brain. Even eating fish, you do not, and this is just part of what you will find out. I'm not here to fight with people about what your Bible say, about what your scriptures say, about anything. Okay? It's time for us as a species to wake up and emerge into this new species, as Eckhart Tolle says, the new earth. It's a consciousness. Okay? And as I'm relating now, remember, we are changing from caterpillar to butterfly. We are emerging into another species. We are emerging from earthling, destructor, unconscious, not that smart, not that clever, especially now. Maybe long ago we were way more clever as we are today, let me tell you. From earthling to earther, from caterpillar to butterfly. It's a consciousness. Okay? Do you want to play a part of this game? Okay, remember, what do you think about me saying to you that you are infected at this time? We all are. And not only even in this carnation, but other carnations. Remember, your mother and father made you. They gave you a 50% DNA holograph of themselves, as their mother and father did. You can see your connections of actually eating dead flesh and having these closed off parts of your mind have been going on for, let's just say, millennia. Okay? So how do you break the spell? How do you break the spell? We don't even know who we're supposed to be. It's because we're clouded by darkness, as they could say. Remember, the parasites are what's called demons. And let's just say they're demons. And if you don't think so, then let's take a look at them. Let's look at what the hookworm looks like. Look at the teeth on that thing. Let's look and see what the various types of tapeworms. You don't think you have a tapeworm? You're joking yourself. Fish tapeworm, beef tapeworm, pork tapeworm. Just a few right now, just to be able to say. There's many more. They grow a foot a year. And if you eat flesh, you get them. Just sorry to tell you. What lives in the flesh will transfer into our flesh. What lives in the flesh, not only physically, but also mentally and ethereally. Okay? Mentally, it short circuits our DNA as a connected being of being an earth steward to this planet. Okay? Try it and you'll see. Please, reduce or take away all blood at this time. I reduced mine from going from pork to beef to chicken to fish to shellfish to shrimps and then to nothing. And I went through 3 days worth of withdrawals, kicking in my bed. My girlfriend was saying, "Man, you're kicking all night long." Well, I was not addicted. My demons needed food. My parasites needed food. And how did I get them? From committing sin. From eating another flesh being. It's not going to maybe set home with you right now because what lives inside you, remember, doesn't want to hear what my words know. I do know this. Okay, this is the reason why we can evolve as a species.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.